Do I even need to share or what?
Okay. Your story is actually the best story.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm Alita. Hello, everybody. I have loved getting to hang out with you guys and do Super Saturday together. So I have been with Plexus for 10 years. And 10 years ago, after 18 months of my upline reaching out to me, buying a cow off of me, buying coffee off of me, buying bread off of me, buying butter off of me, watching me do the same thing. I was homeschooling. My husband was working very hard. We had our own construction company and made long hours. He was literally never home. I mean, he was just working all the time. Sundays, we would be off to church. Like we hardly ever saw him. And I've always been a little bit entrepreneurial. Like I like to have my own money. I wanted to do something. So we had like a legit homesteading farm. And we would milk cows. I'd sell milk out the back of my Suburban, okay? So it's like, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do some Plexus. So she would reach out to me and she'd be like, I see you working so hard. And I'm telling you this for a reason, because I'm hoping you're thinking of somebody that you can picture in your mind who's like this. I see you working so hard. I see you building community. And I know that you could do this. And I know you could really make a life-changing income doing what I'm doing. I never responded. Okay, and then we'd have to show up at homeschool co-op and like hang out in the nursery together, and she'd be like, and if you know my upline, she's like hilarious and crazy, and she'd just say crazy things. So I was like, are you selling, all of a sudden she came and was driving like a Lexus, all these things. I'm like, are you selling drugs? You can tell me the truth, like I need to know what you're selling. And she's like, seriously, it's Plexus, like I'm doing Plexus. So for 18 months, she planted seeds by building confidence that I could do it, the business, okay? So when I started, I was a probiotic snob, all the things. I'm like, this is not gonna work. I literally signed up because I was like, I will get the 60-day money back guarantee. Obviously things changed. Within 7 days, I started feeling better. And here's where it clicked for me, was because she'd already been sharing the business with me for 18 months and basically made me feel like I was gonna join and just blow it up, tear it up. I was like, okay, I think I can do it. I deleted my gold announcement off my Facebook page because I didn't want anybody to know that I was making money off of doing Plexus. I deleted my silver announcement. I deleted my welcome post off of her team page. And she would always message me and be like, why are you she's like, did you delete this? I'd be like, what are you talking about? I don't know. And she'd be like, I know you deleted it. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So she's like, post it back up. She made me post my own back up. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So once I developed the ability to realize what was actually at my fingertips, once I realized that and realized that this is skill sets that we can learn, my confidence started going up when I started hearing my friends having amazing results. They were able to share. I went and got 2 friends to start with me. When she signed me up, she said, go find 2 running partners. My one friend just was busy apparently, wouldn't answer her phone in the first 4 hours that I called. So I packed my kids in the car and I drove to her place of work. This is a true story. 7 days on the products. And I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm doing this. I'm not gonna put my name on something and then back out. I went there and I was like, you're gonna do this with me. She's like, well, Jesus still loved me and is it legal? Obviously we had a drug thing or something going on. I was like, you can do it. So she said yes. So I have, those 2 ladies are still with me today. They're jewels on my team. And we started from the very beginning and worked together to build this. But what a lot of people, and some of you might know my story, but about 9-10 months into my journey, my very second convention, I went as a silver to my first. My second convention, I was Ruby, and 2 days before convention, my husband unexpectedly passed away. So I was left with 4 children under the age of 6 and no life insurance. Okay, so I didn't have any hopes of money coming in. He was the breadwinner. We had a farm. I was with a pitchfork chasing hogs and milking cows. I was like, I can't do this. And I quickly had to make a decision. And this is where I want to talk just a little bit about balance, because I think that, I don't know where that word has come from, that we feel even entitled to have balance at times. And so my belief system is we're entitled to nothing, ever. We're entitled to nothing. So if I'm entitled to nothing and I operate through that lens, I can see that God was going to make a way for me, right? And if I'm entitled to nothing, I can work hard and I can make this work. So there I am, Ruby, Okay, so maybe you're in here and you have 500 points and you're like, I just don't know. Well, you have to make that decision. And you're entitled to nothing. And so I just went in to the Home Depot. I brought my 4 kids again in my Suburban, and my '08 black Suburban that I was actually able to give away as a widowed, single mom, Emerald. I was able to give that Suburban away. That actually took me all the way to Emerald. The Suburban is very special to me. But I took it down there and I was like, I couldn't even afford a whiteboard. Okay, I was so afraid to spend any money because I had to put food on the table for my kids. Balance went out the window. And so I brought my kids along the journey. I'm like, they had no clue what was, going on. They're just like, Plexus. I mean, they still are like, we love Plexus. And I wrote everything I wanted to be. I wrote it down on that board. I wrote every scripture that meant something to me. I wrote down any quality of somebody that I'd seen that I was like, I love that. I love when that person walks in the room, the energy shifts. I love it when this woman talks, you can feel the confidence off of her. I want to be like that. And I wrote it down. I vandalized my master bedroom. I just stuck it up to my wall with like nail guns and screw guns and I don't know, flying objects. And I just read this to myself every morning. Every single morning I would get up and be like, I have a choice today. And if my children are going to rise and call me blessed, I better get my booty in action. And I better work. And I better show up. So when people say to me, how did you build to Emerald in 4 months after that happened? Show up on social media. Show up to Zooms. My question is, how come you can't? That's my question. Because when you feel a purpose so deep, it was like my purpose and my passion collided. Like I get chills talking about it now. And that was my promise, is that anytime anyone asked me to share my story, I would say yes. Because it wasn't that I was special. It's not that I have more drive than you. It's that I had a purpose and a reason that it was like, I didn't care when people were saying, you're not grieving properly. How can you post about a paint drink? I was never inauthentic. It was, I'm having a hard day, but guess what? This is keeping my levels normal when I could just be completely all over the place. I'm prioritizing my health for me and my kids during the hardest season of our life. 2 months after I'd go Emerald, my mom was my last order for me to go Emerald. Okay. 2 months after that, she would pass away from pancreatic cancer. 6 months later, my dad would pass away. I was widowed and orphaned all in the same year. And what I'm here to tell you is you're not promised anything, and you are not entitled to anything. And if you can walk out of here with one thing, it's if I'm not entitled to anything and I'm willing to work no matter what,
that's right.
The impact that you can make will have ripples far beyond any financial paycheck will ever bring to you. Because when all my kids came, this makes me emotional, all my kids came and sat front row in Nashville I sing the convention songs. And when they came and they all sat there, all 10 of my kids, 9 of my kids at the time, and watched me pregnant singing a song, and I'm thinking, this is what restoration looks like. This is what holding the line looks like. This is what those sleepless nights and hopping on Zoom calls when I didn't feel like it. This is what it looks like to message people time and time and time again, coming up with creative ways to engage with them, because I don't want to just keep spamming the same thing, but becoming creative and willing to connect with people on a totally different level, even when I was the most hurt, is something that I'm so proud of, that I can stand on that stage and watch my kids look at me and say, that's my mama, like, look what she did. And that is something that is in each of your hands, an opportunity for you to walk out of here and make a difference for the people who are coming up behind you, the people who are coming on your team. So when I see Alicia up there, who's my level 1, who ghosted me for 2 years, who didn't want to do the business, gave me some speech about how she's not my red marble. I don't even know what that means, but whatever. She's like, I'm not a red marble. I'm like, that's fine, I don't want a red marble. But to see the confident woman that she's becoming, I'm telling you, it is literally worth everything. So if you have to get a little out of balance, it's all right. It's all right. You're gonna be okay. And sometimes, no, all the time, when you're putting it into a purposeful, passion-filled thing, everything just seems to work out. Everything else will work itself out. So you show up with purpose, you show up with passion, you show up with excitement. I love it when someone's in momentum and someone will say, what are you doing? It's like, it's not what they were doing the last 10 minutes or 30 days or whatever. It's what they've been doing. It's how they're growing and who they're becoming. And I'll end with this. I used to hate when people would be like, it's who you become. You become diamond. I'm like, oh my gosh. What does that mean? What does it mean you become diamond? Does anyone else feel that way? You're like, I don't even really know what that means. It means that you grow a backbone. It means that you show up and you become excellent at doing the boring things. Your tolerance of repetition just increases and increases and increases. I already checked up with them. Great, check up again. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. The most successful people in the world, they're not better than you. They've learned to tolerate repetition over and over and over and over again. So ask yourself as you leave here, yes, I'm excited. Yes, I'm even willing to get out of balance. And yes, I'm increasing my tolerance of repetition because it's going to make the difference in your business. All right, that's all.